What's up, guys? So I'm gonna be doing something new with the channel. I'm going to be reviewing games that I've played so far, and as you can see from the background, I'm gonna be reviewing Mafia, the definitive edition on PS4. With the story of this game is pretty good actually. Some of like the top tier like story I've seen in games so far. I like the graphics; they're pretty good. It looks realistic. Driving is wonderful as well. You can It's pretty immersive to drive in this game. I enjoy like for example like some of the combat mechanics such as like recoil and also takedowns and all this other stuff. Like some of the stealth stuff like during the tutorial, like what I call the tutorial phase is where like that one mission where when your friend gets shot and you had to like get the other guy when he's getting beaten up. I don't remember the chapter, but I think y'all saw it actually. It's pretty good because like you can do a lot of silent takedowns, and I went outside and shot a bullet. They all went crawling outside. I went in, and I find that kind of like feature pretty immersive. As well, like when you open the door and you're in cover, they'll take their pistol out and look aware and shit, and like and they will be coming towards the door, and you just like take them down like that as well. I kind of enjoy it because you wouldn't really expect that out of a shooter like this. You probably expected more of like something like a Hitman. Back to the driving, like I like how responsive the AI is. They actually like have blinkers. They react to you crashing to them by sometimes telling the authorities. Speaking of the authorities, I like how you can get like cops on you just because you're speeding or being reckless while driving, that sort of thing. I like the chases as well because they won't just like give up easily. They'll like follow you, and you have to like junk them around, and it actually makes you feel like an actual good driver after you lose them, instead of just like something out of GTA where you just turn the corner and just stay hidden there, not really want to do much. But, like driving, like especially with the main character being like but supposedly the best driver in the family. It's pretty cool. Uh, what else? Like some things I do not like about this game though, despite being so good, is the is how enemies can be bullet sponges from time to time. You will like empty out like not a whole clip, but like it's an exaggeration when I say it, but like you get my meaning. Like they're actual bullet sponges. Like some of the enemies will just go down with one headshot, but like some of them you need to like empty not to empty the whole clip, but like three shots into like to the head. And I know like what Don Solari says, which is two shots in the head to make sure. But still, like it shouldn't be for every single enemy. You get my meaning? Like at least some of them should go down with two shots or something like that. Another thing is that when you crash into someone at like high speeds, like they won't be the other person won't be injured. Like at least GTA like does that, you know. And I'll apologize for comparing it to like something like GTA, despite it being like totally different game, you know, totally game series. But I'm just taking reference from like other games as well as I played to measure out if this game is good or not, based on my opinion by itself. Um, Another thing I dislike during the combat is when you take cover and you're in the column, you can't just crouch down while in the column. Also transitioning from one cover to the next. Sometimes the cover itself doesn't actually like protect you at all. You can be like completely stretched with cover, but somehow the enemy will still like shoot through it, and it doesn't really make sense. I'm not saying like wall banging. I'm talking about like actual like steel or like or like break or some shit like that. You know. Uh, One thing I found difficult during the gameplay is I know it's a game feature, but like, and I like it to some extent, but in some places there's no heals because the way you heal in this game is there's like med kits or like yeah med kits basically and like cabinets and medicine cabinets and you gotta heal yourself like that. It doesn't heal you all the way, but it heals you a substantial amount to that point. And I'm not saying put them in every single corner, but like at least spread them out a bit. Don't just put one right next to the other. That and then just have like a whole area without any sort of heals. It kind of makes it hard to actually fight enemies and still like be alive, you know. And I know I probably suck, but like in certain areas I do get stuck because of like sniper fire or just like rushing in enemies. But as the game got like further on, it actually got much more easier to fight them, you know. But still, like for like a large gap in the game, from the beginning it was it was like easy because it was transitioning you in like towards like the middle or like ending part, not the end, but like the middle towards the end. It actually that's the most hardest part right there because there's way too many enemies. Certain parts I got stuck because there were so much enemies crowded. Sometimes when you load into like a checkpoint, there's gonna be like a shit ton of enemies or like a few of them, and it really is up to like chance at that point. You have to take every single opportunity you can get. I mean, yeah, but it's not constant. That's good because mixes in the variables. So sometimes it can get frustrating when you get stuck, especially when the enemies can just like not one tap you, but I'm saying like they can like laser you sometimes. Probably been talking not that much good stuff compared to like the bad I've been saying, but like in my opinion, like the good like overall outweighs the badness of it, if that makes sense. But I did enjoy playing this game just because the story itself was so good and the graphics as well. I enjoy a lot of parts of this game. If this was like any other game, spoilers for like the ending, you probably played it and you're just looking at me like still at the end like the main character just like snitches on anyone on on, on everyone in the family. I know it was like to protect his family, but if this was any other game, like the main character would have just gone like in like a suicide run with like they would just shoot everyone, bro. Like go in, guns blazing, everything like that. And I know that's not realistic, but it would have been satisfying to watch the main character at least try that, you know, because I go to touch the character itself that I really didn't want to see them die like that, but it did happen. I'm still satisfied with the outcome we got, where he got his time with his family in the end. Like, he was actually happy for like a while. Even he was like, I'm satisfied with with how it ended, if that makes sense. And and I do like this uniqueness in this game, in this realism that you get sometimes. I like playing as like the like a family man, like basically like a mobster. Basically, it was fun. Like all these missions were all unique. None of them were like all the same at all. Overall, I'll probably give this game higher than a 9, but lower than a 10. I wanted to give it originally like a 9.8, but after like listening to myself speak and seeing that this game does have some flaws into it, I'd probably give it like around a 9.2, 9.5 out of 10. I would recommend playing this to anyone basically. It's pretty good. I like it. And yeah, I did suck at driving for like a long portion of the fucking game because of the race part. But after finishing that race, I know I turned down the difficulty, but still, like, it made me a better driver in in this game. I'll probably review Mafia 2 because I forgot to stream to play it, but because after like not because YouTube for some whatever reason didn't like catch up with my stream for Mafia, like this Mafia, and I ended up just playing like for like 2 hours without without any sort of like recording or stream or anything like that. And I was like, ah, man, well, I might as well just fuck it. I ain't gonna replay those chapters again because I was like too into the game already. I didn't want to break that. So yeah, I'll probably review Mafia 2 next. Probably not gonna be it's not gonna be like a fun interview. That's what I can say. Peace. Hope you enjoyed the video.